Everybody knows the story of Facebook and how a young college student built a social media platform that grew to be a modern giant in the tech space. But is Facebook's story all that straightforward? What about the controversies that have surrounded this social media giant? Why has Facebook declined in its appeal in recent years? And what does the future hold for it, especially as it rebrands itself as Meta? We'll look into these and many more in this video. Before we begin, take a few seconds to like this video. Done? Great. So, without further ado, let's get right into the story. For all its success, Facebook actually has a complicated history. It all started in 2003 at Harvard University as a website called FaceMash. A certain student in his second year created it as a website where students could judge how attractive their fellow students were. This student was Mark Zuckerberg. Students would have two students' pictures side by side and would choose which of the two was more attractive. To create this website, Mark used his computer skills to hack into Harvard's security network and collected images of students found in the dormitory's database. As expected, this got him into trouble with school authorities, and FaceMash was shut down after 2 days. He was also charged with breach of security, violating people's privacy, and violating copyrights, and he faced a threat of expulsion. Ultimately, the charges were dropped. The interesting fact about FaceMash, though, was that during the 2 days of the website's operation, 450 visited the website and a total of 22,000 votes were cast. This mind-blowing statistic made Zuckerberg realize he was onto something. And a few months later, he launched another website. In February 2004, Zuckerberg launched the Facebook.com, which was a social networking site. This time, he teamed up with 3 other colleagues, Dustin Moskovitz, Eduardo Saverin, and Chris Hughes. The idea was to create a website that allowed students of the university to connect with one another. So Harvard students who signed up to the website could post pictures of themselves and add personal information about themselves like class schedules and the clubs they belonged to. And according to Moskovitz, they had between 1,200 and 1,500 users signed up within the first 24 hours. Just 6 days after launching the website, Mark and the Facebook found themselves in another controversy. 3 seniors, Cameron Winklevoss, Tyler Winklevoss, and Divya Narendra, accused Mark of stealing their idea to build the Facebook as a competing product. They had contacted him to help them build a website with similar vision and named the project HarvardConnection.com. This scandal would drag on until September 2008 when they resolved the issue through a settlement of 1.2 million shares in the Facebook company for each. Away from the scandal, the Facebook gained so much popularity in the first month of its launch that more than half the Harvard students had registered already. In March, Facebook expanded to Yale, Stanford, and Columbia. By June 2004, students from 34 schools had signed up, and the website boasted over 250,000 users. Before the year ended, major companies like MasterCard had already started paying for exposure on the website, and they ended the year 2004 with over 1 million active users. 2005 saw the company take things up several notches. First, it dropped "the" from its name and purchased the domain name Facebook.com. Also, having introduced the wall to its users' profile in 2004, it introduced the idea of tagging people whenever users posted pictures on their wall. This innovation was accepted wildly because it allowed people to identify themselves and others in pictures that could be seen by other Facebook users who may not even be their friends on the platform yet. 2005 was also the year Facebook became accessible to high school students in the United States and universities outside the United States. By the end of the year, Facebook had 6 million active users. September 2006 was when Facebook finally became available to everybody, as long as you were over 13 and had a valid email address. This began an era of a massive boom in the number of active users. By December 2006, Facebook had 12 million active users, and by September 2009, it had skyrocketed to 300 million. During this time, they also introduced several innovations like Marketplace, which allowed users to post their products and services for sale. Then, there was the Facebook Application Developer Platform, which allows developers to create games and applications that can be integrated with Facebook. One of the biggest releases from Facebook was the Facebook Chat feature, which allowed for a more personal connection between friends on the platform. Facebook already surpassed MySpace as the most visited social media website as far back as 2008. However, it was in December 2009 that it finally hit that milestone of becoming the most popular social media platform. By this time, it boosted 132 million active users monthly and 350 million registered users. But, of course, the company would not stop there as we know that now. Facebook never stopped releasing innovations on the platform, and the following year brought the ability to like comments and improvements to photo tagging. By July, registered users had reached a whopping 500 million. By November, Facebook became the third largest web company in the United States behind only Google and Amazon. By this time, what had started out as a college student's little project had become a company valued at a massive $41 billion. And all this happened in just under 5 years. In 2011, Facebook released Facebook Messenger as a standalone app. Having bought Beluga, a group messaging service, earlier in March, this would be a sign of things to come, as Facebook would buy many more services in the years to follow. Facebook had become truly global and seated at the summit of social media. This was highlighted by Nielsen's study that showed that Facebook was the second most visited website in the United States. 2012 was a noteworthy year for Facebook's history because it made many significant moves. First, it bought the popular social media platform Instagram for $1 billion. This was a major win for Facebook because Instagram's popularity was on the rise, and by acquiring it, Facebook took a potential competition and added it to its repertoire of assets. While on the issue of acquisitions, we're going to zip into the future for a bit and talk about two more important acquisitions. 2 years after buying Insta, we saw more major acquisitions as Facebook bought WhatsApp in February 2014 for $19 billion. The idea was to have access to social messaging platforms' younger user base and overseas users, something it couldn't really achieve with Facebook Messenger. Still on acquisitions, Facebook bought Oculus VR, a virtual reality company, in March 2014. The acquisition was significant because it hinted at Zuckerberg's intent to delve into the world of virtual reality. More on this later, but let's jump back to 2012 for now. By May 2012, Zuckerberg decided it was finally time to go public with his company, as it was valued at $104 billion. Facebook was offered at $38 a share, and the initial public offering, IPO, garnered a massive $161 million. But would it really have been Facebook if there wasn't some controversy dogging such a milestone? Despite the large amount raised, the IPO was plagued by technical issues and accusations of improper behaviors by underwriters. This made Facebook lose a quarter of its valuation in the process. By June 6th, the collective amount lost by investors was a whopping $40 billion. So, when Wall Street Journal declared the IPO a fiasco on May 30th, there was no argument about it. A year on from the IPO, Facebook joined the Fortune 500 in 2013 at number 462. It had become clear to everyone that this company had become a force to be reckoned with, especially as its global reach continued to soar. This ever-growing popularity, however, became a double-edged sword. Facebook's appeal has always been how easy it was to register and use. Many who had found and tried Twitter and found it complicated would try Facebook and immediately be hooked on how much easier it was to connect with friends and upload content. Unfortunately, the fact that it was an open platform, which means it was easy for awful people to jump in and use the platform for terrible purposes. And thanks to Facebook's massive subscribers, they had a large audience within their reach. And so, it happened that abuse and hate speech became a major problem that Facebook had to deal with. Facebook has since taken steps to combat this issue to varying degrees of success. We've had measures like updates of the guidelines used to evaluate reports of hate speech, updates to the training given to the teams responsible for these evaluations, and increased partnerships with the groups already working against hate speech, and many more. All these have not been enough to flush it out of the platform, though. Zuckerberg must have felt that Facebook was going to keep its chokehold as the most influential social platform for the foreseeable future. However, as far back as 2017, things veered off course. Pew Research Center released the results of their study in 2018, stating that teenagers weren't finding the social media platform as appealing as they were previously. According to the study, only 51% of teenagers between 13 and 17 use Facebook. This was a significant drop from 71% of teens in 2015. Facebook was losing ground to the other platforms like Snapchat, Instagram, and YouTube. In 2022, the figure now stands at a near 32%. This figure is consistent with Facebook's internal analyst as well, with their 2021 document stating that youths perceive Facebook as a platform for people in their 40s and 50s. While YouTube remains the most used platform among young adults, TikTok sits second on that list. Instagram and Snapchat aren't too far behind, but they are all comfortably ahead of Facebook according to Pew's study. Facebook introduced Reels on its platform as a direct competitor to TikTok, but that has done little to increase its appeal among the young adults. We've talked about so many controversies surrounding Facebook in this video already, and honestly, this company is embroiled in so much controversy that sometimes you wonder if it can truly be free of controversy moving forward. Anyway, here are more scandals Facebook has been involved in over the years. In 2014, Facebook was criticized for conducting psychological tests on 70,000 of its users without their knowledge. It removed certain words from their newsfeed to test how it affected their reactions to such posts. In 2016, Facebook faced some backlash for how the platform was used to spread fake information surrounding the United States presidential election. This became even more prominent after a BuzzFeed study showed that fake news outperformed authentic stories on the platform. In 2018, the Cambridge Analytica scandal became news, with the revelation that the data analytics company had inappropriately obtained data from tens of millions of users on the platform. In 2019, Facebook was fined $5 billion by the FTC over violating users' privacy. This was a record for the highest fine ever received by a tech company. Zuckerberg announced in 2021 that Facebook, the name of the parent company, was changing its name to Meta Platforms. This became necessary, having been rocked by several controversies about their privacy and the dissemination of fake news in recent years. The name change was also a bid to promote the company's efforts to foray into the metaverse. Meta Platforms, Meta for short, became the name of the parent company for all the services provided by Facebook and its subsidiaries. While announcing the changes during Facebook's 2021 Connect conference, Zuckerberg said, "Right now, our brand is so tightly linked to one product that it can't possibly represent everything we're doing today, let alone in the future." Zuckerberg also made a bold prediction that the metaverse would become the successor of the mobile internet. So far, this hasn't proved to be true. Facebook's metaverse is a proposed network platform that offers users the opportunity to experience immersive virtual worlds through augmented reality or virtual reality. Users will interact with each other in this digital space and even buy goods and services, some of which are only available in the online world. Although Meta is at the forefront of the metaverse, it is not alone in its development. Other partners, including Microsoft, the video game platform Roblox, Snap, and many others. The metaverse offers a truly exciting future to look forward to, but its development hasn't been as fast as Zuckerberg and many enthusiasts envisioned. All we can do is keep our fingers crossed and watch as events unfold. With all this information gathered about Meta, formerly known as Facebook, the next big question is to ask what the future of Facebook holds. But the good news is that with technology houses, their products are always followed up with consistent updates and improvements. Therefore, we shouldn't expect less from Facebook. Even if it might not gain much popularity like before, we are certain that updates that will make this app worthwhile would be continuously made. What do you think? Do you think Facebook would soon be another big thing to experience, or they are likely to go extinct? Let us know in the comment section below. Ensure you share this video with your social media lovers and enthusiasts. This is a big topic they wouldn't love to miss out on. Until our next video, bye.